Do you think it is the best option to host the Indian series this summer?
Well, it's certainly one of the options. There's no doubt about that. I mean, Adelaide Oval wouldn't surprise many people. Know it's probably, besides Lords, and I've got to say the Wacker because that's my home ground, but Adelaide Oval is my favourite oval in the world. I think there's so much history here. The way the whole city embraces the test matches or one-day internationals, or even in the BBL. I mean, we all love playing here in Adelaide, so it's one of the great options, and we're really fortunate to have that. I'm sure there'll be lots of all the other great grounds we've got around Australia will be putting their hands up, but certainly with the South Australian government allowing us to do what we're doing, I'm sure they're certainly putting the best foot forward to ensure we play a bit of international cricket here this summer.
Along the lines of that, so is there a process in place to monitor the guys who are at the IPL? I mean, it's a different setting there with their respective franchises, different pressures of that tournament. Just from a mental health side, can you monitor that from here, constantly chat with them maybe?
Yeah, well, we're also lucky. I mean, we keep in touch with the players, but we've also, with Ricky Ponting and Simon Kadich, Andrew McDonald, of course, our senior assistant coach. There's a number of Australian coaches over there that we all stay in touch with. So we'll keeping close eyes on the guys. But again, it's no surprise. We've just come from England, been away for 5 weeks after the guys. The sacrifices they're making are huge. I mean, I know they get paid well, but the sacrifices to their families and for the game of cricket are huge. And I certainly admire and respect them for that. But if you think of a David Warner or a Steve Smith or a Josh Hazlewood or a Pat Cummins, they had their quarantine before they left for England. They go straight into the IPL. They play that competition. They come back for 2 weeks, strict quarantine back in Australia. And then we start a summer of India against India, which is one of our biggest rivalries and competitors in world cricket today. So, these guys are under huge pressure, and that's why I've got to care for them and look after them and make sure they're going okay. And if they need a chop out, then, as I said, they will have 100% support to do that. What I'm really confident of, though, is that we'll be playing great cricket. We'll take real confidence out of England. The guys coming back from the IPL will take confidence out of that. We'll also have our guys really well prepared for red ball cricket because there'll be 4 Sheffield Shield games leading up to the summer. So what I know from the team's point of view is that we'll be well prepared. We'll be really hanging out to play cricket for Australia because all our players love to do that. And we'll be ready to take on India. And what a huge contest. What a great contest that's going to be. The other thing which I'm loving at the moment, Russell, is that there's real competition again for spots, and that's exciting for me. Whether it's in all forms, there is great competitions for spots, and there's great opportunities through the IPL leading up to the white ball summer, through Sheffield Shield cricket, through what we're seeing in international, great competition. And I love that. I love that in Australian cricket, and it's getting stronger and stronger all the time.
Do you have a number in mind for the squad you might need then for the summer with so much competition, or does that make it you have to pick more if there's more competition, or less if you got a bit more settled in your head as to who's playing what?
Well, I think the biggest issue is again, and we saw it in England. England was a little bit. We took 21 mainly because all our guys were in pre-season. The opportunity was there. We had to play some practice games amongst each other. And it worked out really well. It's certainly one of the other great challenges we have, and not just with our families, but it's also with the guys who aren't playing. And they're going to see one of our lessons from England. If we have whatever our squad's going to be, they're going to see a lot of their mates playing big bash cricket, or they're going to see potentially playing some shield cricket. And it's not going to be as easy as before to come in and out. We're also very mindful, though, that we want all our players playing as much cricket as possible. So working out the exact number, it won't necessarily be a science, there'll be an art to it, so that we get the balance between guys playing and guys being ready in case there's some infections or anything like that might go wrong. So we're thinking it through all the time, conscious of everything that we have to consider.
just on that selection stuff, I think it was 1987 was the last time the Test team had best part of a year between matches. So do you sort of start with a blank sheet, or does what happened in that most recent Test match against New Zealand in Sydney, which seems like about 5 years ago, still carry some currency when you come to picking the next squad?
No, well, of course. I mean, we've been able to play some great Test cricket over the last 12 or 18 months. That's 12 months, I guess. So we're fortunate to be ranked number one at the moment, and there's reasons for that. We'll just have to. The guys who have got us there for a reason. We talk about continuity of selection. But what I do know is there's going to be a really good opportunity through the first Sheffield Shield games for, it's no surprise to anyone. I keep saying if someone's banging so hard on the door that we can't ignore them, that's what we're looking for. But, in our mind would be pretty clear at the moment what the first Test squad would be. But it's exciting to see if anyone else is going to put their hand up.